My first job ever when I was in high school and college was I worked at a fast food restaurant that was pretended to be a health food store. So what I like to tell people is that I tossed salads and pumped frozen yogurt for 5 years of my life. After that, I sold home loans. Worked for banks. I worked for Best Buy on a business team selling servers and stuff like that. Then my long-time full-time job, I actually worked for a helicopter company, aftermarket support. So, you know, Donald Trump buys a helicopter. The company who made the helicopter never wants to hear from it again. You bought it, go away. So someone has to sell this guy parts, someone has to repair his helicopter when it breaks, and that's what I was doing for 5 years. I was like coordinating for people, get their helicopters into a hangar, get the parts for that helicopter to actually get it repaired, have everything coordinated logistically, and then get it back out on the field. So that's what I did. And unfortunately, I don't know if anyone follows the news, Sikorsky, which is the parent company of the company I worked for, has been laying off thousands of people over the past several years. So that's really what happened with me. It just was really bad luck at the time. Any other questions? Let's see. Someone in the back with the red shirt right there, sir. Red Sox. Ah.
Yes.
What do you think of the remake of XCOM, UFO Defense? That's the first person to the original UFO Defense.
Okay, so the strategy game. Now, yeah, I actually played that. Well, I didn't play it. Let me put that back. I saw gameplay of that at E3 last week. I actually got into the session where they showed like gameplay, and I like that style of game. I grew up in the 90s when a lot of those games were super popular, and it looked really cool. The graphics obviously have been modernized. They actually, during this promo that they were showing of gameplay, they actually had Sid Meier as a character in the game. He came out all bald and he's like throwing psychic bombs at aliens and blowing them up. I was like, is that really in the game? They're like, no. You know, this is just for E3. It's like an Easter egg, but I'm interested in it. It's definitely something I'm going to look into. It's definitely something I'm going to probably try to play. I don't know how a game like that would translate to a playthrough on YouTube. You know, a lot of these things, I am willing always to branch out, but a lot of the things that I have branched out, some are hit and miss. For example, I tried this year to play JRPGs, because there were like 700 of them that decided to come out within a 3-month time. I have no idea why, but the first one did well, and after that people were like, we're tired of seeing this. You know, it's boring, it doesn't translate. I don't want to watch 100 parts of you grinding, fighting repetitive enemies. I don't know if that kind of game in particular will translate into a playthrough that's going to get views, but what I can tell you is I'm always willing to try, and I am actually looking forward to trying out that game when it comes out. Any more questions? So I got a lot of questions. On the right there, the gentleman in the glasses.
This is for John. How long have you been playing guitar?
Oh, wow. You've heard my music? Do you think it's okay?
Just kidding.
Showdown right now.
Guitar showdown, let's go.
Right now.
X versus X. It's been probably later in high school. So not a lot of people liked me. So I just I had to create a friend. Guitar became my friend, and many other things. And I just played and never really found my way or my purpose with it. You know, I just really liked playing and making songs and stuff. And then I got this great gift of all this, you know, people watching my stuff, and I said, I'll do that, incorporate that into it. So that's pretty much it. And I will destroy you later. Thank you. Thank you for your question.
Okay, any more questions? Let's also do right in the back.
Yeah, I just brought you guys, since you guys like playing Street Fighter and like play like with y'all, I want to know what's your favorite Street Fighter character?
Character, ooh. I'm gonna let these guys answer first. I'm gonna think about this for a second.
One guess.
Dan Abigi, obviously.
Saikyoryu no Danbiki da!
Love that guy. He's hilarious.
My favorite character is Dalsim, however you want to say it. And I actually played that character quite a bit. I was part of the 2010 United States national team, went to Japan, and lost horribly to the Japanese. Because the second round was pretty good, and so yeah, that's my character, and I like him a lot.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna go with pretty much one of the biggest oddball characters in all of Street Fighter, the character that when I played Street Fighter 2 seemed completely out of place, but because of that was the reason he was the first character I ever played in Street Fighter 2, and that character is Blanca. I mean, a beast man from Brazil, looks nothing like any of the other characters, and plays uniquely. I was actually disappointed because when I was getting into competitive games, I was playing with him in Super Turbo, and to find out he was actually competitively, he's considered one of the worst characters in that game, kind of pissed me off, because here's a guy that was my favorite character, and I couldn't really do much in a tournament setting. That being said, playing with him in a lot of games throws people off, because sometimes in games where he's not good, people don't know how to fight him. But I think just artistically, the way that he was created, I think he's one of the coolest characters. Do you have an answer for your favorite Street Fighter character?
You know what I'm going to say. I never played a Street Fighter game. I played possibly every other fighting game. Let me finish. This is going to be the bad part. I don't really like Street Fighter. I don't like the graphical art. I don't like that stuff.
I agree.
All right, so I'm taking the mic back.
Yes,
We're gonna start to wrap up. I'll probably take one or two more questions, because I do see some people waiting outside the door, probably for the next panel, I'm assuming. And I don't want to take up too much time. Let's go. A couple last questions here. A gentleman in the back with the hat.
What do you do on a day-to-day basis as a full-time job being on YouTube?
Depends. What I've done since now this is more serious for me, it's something that I have to take seriously as like an occupation, is I have a schedule, okay? And what I do is based off of the release schedule of retail games that are coming out for the year. I actually have a calendar on the back wall of my kitchen where every couple months I fill it out with, oh, this game's coming out on this day, this game's coming out on this day, and I pick and choose the ones that I'm gonna play. Every single week I start the week with a video I call the Week in Preview, which basically well, all right, this is a lie. Very quickly reviews what I've done in the past week. A lot of the times I end up talking more about that than anything else. And then I preview the games that I'm going to be playing that week, or anything else that may be coming up. That way people have one video a week that they can rely on, and they know what I'm doing. Pretty much my schedule is I get up, if there's a new release, I go to the game store, I get the release, I play it for several hours, and then I upload straight to YouTube. I'm not like all these other people on YouTube who spend 100 hours video editing and putting in fancy effects. Like I said, I don't do montage videos of, 53 kills and 1 death in Call of Duty. I'm not about that. I'm just about getting the raw footage out there so people can see for themselves if this new game is interesting, if they're gonna like it based off of my gameplay. And I think the way that I record my videos with a camera makes people feel like they're in the room with me, because it doesn't use a mic or anything, it's just the camera, and it feels like you're in this convention center room right now just sitting next to me playing the game. So then once I'm done recording, which could be, depending on the game, it could be anywhere from a couple hours to, I think the longest marathon I ever did was about 18 straight hours of gaming, when I did like midnight releases for certain games that I wanted to try to beat in a day or two. And then starts the task of uploading to YouTube, which is a whole other animal in itself, because you've got factors like, is your internet connection stable? Is YouTube feeling like actually working today? Because even though it's the most popular video sharing website on the planet, more often than not, the site doesn't work properly for one reason or another. So a lot of the times I end up fighting with YouTube for several hours a day, trying to get the videos to upload, having to babysit the uploads, tagging and naming every single video I upload. It's very time consuming. A lot of people just think, oh, here's a guy who plays, video games for 2 hours a day and this is his job, what a joke. That's not what it's like. I mean, I am working anywhere. Honestly, right now, what I'm doing, I'm technically working longer hours than I ever was at my old full-time job. The difference is I'm enjoying what I'm doing, so it doesn't feel like work. And when you can do something and enjoy it and it doesn't feel like work, but it is what you do for a living, I really feel that that's when you have succeeded. And it's been an amazing ride. I'm so grateful for my fan base, for the fact that people give me constructive feedback, and that I'm able to do this for a living. It's the most amazing feeling. And I want to thank everyone who came to the panel. I do see now that these guys are ready to set up, so I'm going to get out of here and let them do their thing. Thank you, everyone, for attending the panel.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all very much. Love to see you.
Like I said, we'll be doing an autograph session 3 to 4 p.m. over at our booth. We're heading over there right now, so if anyone wants to, meet and greet, head over there. Thanks a lot.
It's the Ku Klux Klan. They're the next panel. Enjoy.